What's up guys, John here, and welcome to Baltimore Retro Gaming, and this is a very special episode, you guys. This is my 100 subscriber special. So, for anyone that's left me a positive comment or had anything nice to say to me, hell, even the people that have mean things to say to me, thank you. All you guys have helped me grow and you helped mold the content of my channel. So, just thank you everyone for supporting me. So, anyway, let's move on with this. So, today's episode, I'm going to talk about arcade shooters, and for those of you that watch my channel, you guys know I love my shooters, my shoot 'em ups, my spaceship shooters. So I'm going to teach you guys about some amazing shooters that were never released on any console. Actually, I'm lying. Some of them were released on console, some of them weren't. But the three I'm talking about, I know of one of the games that was actually released on the Sega Saturn, but the arcade version is a little bit different. Anyway, before we get into the shooters, I'm going to show you guys two things. So the first thing is, for those of you that don't like using ROMs and don't want to talk about Mame emulators or anything like that, I have something for you. This is something I actually picked up yesterday, and this is a very affordable shooter that's really good, and that is Mobile Light Force for the PlayStation 1. I actually overpaid for this. I paid $20 for it. I feel like that's too much. You can get it cheaper. This is a very common shooter. This is actually Gunbird, released for the PlayStation 1. So you know how Gunbird's really expensive for the Dreamcast? You can actually buy it as Mobile Light Force on the PlayStation 1. It should cost you less than 20 bucks. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. You can probably find it at your local retro game store. Anyway, before we talk about the shooters, I want to talk about a controller now. As of right now, I have arcade sticks for many systems. I don't have an arcade stick, a Bluetooth one I can use for MAME emulators as of yet. I will get one. But until I get one, I use this iPega controller. It's very similar to a DualShock 4 for PlayStation 4, right? It's got a grip. You can actually use it on your phone if you want to go that route. I strongly recommend this controller. It's about $15 online. So be on the lookout for this, or order it on eBay or something. It's a $15 controller. Highly recommended for emulators. Thing works great. It's just as good as a DualShock 4, so just throwing that out there. So anyway, I'm not going to tell you guys where to get your files from, but if anyone wants to know, what I use to emulate these games is RetroArch, and RetroArch's very confusing, but if anyone needs any advice or want to know how I do this, I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Just comment below, or message me. You can hit me up on Facebook Messenger, whatever you want. I will help you out, man, because I love shoot 'em ups. I love them. I love that crazy Japanese shit, and yeah, I'm really passionate about it. So I'm going to show you guys 3 games. So first game is Stormblade, so let's check it out. Okay guys, so this first game, Stormblade, was actually released by Visco Games, and it came out in Japan in 1996. Now, this is a vertically scrolling shooter, and there is no turbo button. You have to program your controller for a turbo, so you have to keep tapping the button, it kind of sucks, but if you're savvy enough, you can figure out how to set a button to turbo or to auto fire. That way you don't have to get carpal tunnel syndrome, tapping the button. And there is one special attack in this game, and you can choose between 3 different ships. So you have 3 different options as to who's your pilot when you play Stormblade. what did you guys think, right? Stormblade's pretty awesome, right? You know, hopefully you guys can download it or get it however you get it and enjoy it just like I do. So the next game, you guys, is the Game Paradise. Awesome game for those of you that played it on the Saturn. This is the arcade version, so let's check it out. So for those of you that don't know, and there's probably many of you that don't, but this game was actually released in Japan for the Sega Saturn, and this is known as one of the best shooters on the Sega Saturn that was actually released in Japan. This is about I'd say from $60 to $100 game for the Sega Saturn. And remember, you need an action replay cart to play this game. But this game was actually released in Japan by Jalico in the arcade in 1996. Now, if you're playing this with a Mame emulator, just like the last game, there is no turbo, there is no rapid fire. You just have to figure out a way to, you know, to do that on your controller, figure out a way to program it to auto fire, or you can have your hand cramp up, you know, tapping the button. In this game, you have the choice of 5 different ships, and of course I chose the little cute Japanese girl that has the little cute Japanese girl special attack. And there is one special attack, although it comes out in a few different ways. And, you know, just like the last game, you know, you insert the quarters by pressing select, and you have infinite continues. There was a sequel to the Game Paradise it's pretty different than the first one, and that was actually released in 1998 for the PSX or the PlayStation 1 in Japan. As far as an arcade release for Game Paradise 2, I'm not quite sure about that, but I'll look into it. Guys, that was the game Paradise, and I know the video was kind of long. I just wanted you guys to really like kind of experience some of the game. That way you can go get it yourself. It's an awesome game. Strongly recommend it. Now this third game is pretty amazing, and these games are in no particular order, but the third game is called Sai Battler. Kind of a funky name, but Sai Battler. Let's check it out. So guys, sorry about the audio and the game Paradise recording. I think I had slight compatibility issues with the audio, although that could be due to normal slowdown from the game from having so many sprites on screen. But anyway, Sai Battler, it was actually released in April of 1993 in the arcade in Japan by Jalico, just like the game Paradise. Now, interesting thing about this game is it does have auto fire. It has auto fire natively, so you don't have to keep hitting the button and, you know, giving yourself carpal tunnel syndrome. You just hold your finger on the button and it does the rest. Now, this game has a very interesting battle system, and you might say, well, other than like some awesome specials and auto fire, what could be so interesting about the battle system? Well, if you take your finger off the fire button and then move your character in the direction that you're moving the controller, you can actually put your finger on the fire button again, and then you'll fire in that direction. So if I take my finger off the fire button, then move my controller to the left, hit fire again, now I'm firing to the left, and it makes for a pretty interesting mechanic on this game. This game is 2 players, you know, just an arcade game, so why wouldn't it be? Just like all the other ones, it is 2 players, but you don't have a choice in what ship you choose in this game. But it's not a big deal, and even though this game is number 3 on my list, this game could easily be number 1. These games are in no particular order, and this game is awesome. If you've never played Sai Battler, I encourage you to get it today. This is a great game. Alright guys, that was Sai Battler, another amazing, awesome shooter. And those are just three, guys. Those are three amazing, awesome shooters for the arcade that you can play at home. Now, I know of tons more. There's dozens and dozens more that I've played and that I play every day. You know, so I'm more than happy to share all that knowledge that I have with you guys. So just keep tuning into my content. I'm going to do many, many more videos like this. I promise you. That way you guys can play all these amazing shooters and you don't get to miss out on them. Anyways, guys, that's my 100 subscriber special. Thank you for watching this video. You know, remember to like the video, guys, and remember to subscribe to the channel. I love each and every one of you. Till next time, guys, peace out.